Have you ever wondered what it's like to live with a disability in Ethiopia? It's a life filled with challenges, some visible to the naked eye, others hidden beneath the surface. Ethiopia, a country steeped in rich history and culture, is also a place where persons with disabilities often struggle to access quality education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. Imagine being a child, eager to learn but barred from the school gates because the infrastructure isn't accessible. Picture yourself as a skilled artisan, yet unable to secure a job due to societal stigma. Visualize needing medical attention, but the nearest hospital is miles away with no wheelchair-friendly transport. These are the harsh realities faced daily by many Ethiopians living with disabilities. Social workers play a pivotal role in bridging these gaps, advocating for their rights and ensuring their well-being. To help persons with disabilities overcome these challenges, it's crucial that social workers understand the CN Convention of Persons with Disabilities. The CN Convention of Persons with Disabilities is a key tool for social workers dealing with disability issues. But what exactly is it? Well, let's dive right in. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, often referred to simply as the CN Convention, is an international human rights treaty developed by the United Nations. Its primary goal is to protect the rights and dignity of persons with disabilities. Think of it as a comprehensive framework that sets international standards for treating people with disabilities with respect and equality. It's all about ensuring that every person, regardless of their disability, has the same fundamental human rights as everyone else. The convention covers a broad spectrum of rights. These include civil, cultural, economic, political, and social rights. It emphasizes that persons with disabilities should be able to enjoy these rights without discrimination. The convention further stresses the importance of accessibility in physical, social, economic, and cultural environments. The CN Convention also promotes the full participation of persons with disabilities in all aspects of life. That means not just living independently, but being included in the community, having access to education, employment, and healthcare, and being able to participate in political and public life. One of the most unique aspects of the CN Convention is its emphasis on the active involvement of persons with disabilities in its implementation. The convention holds that persons with disabilities and their representative organizations should be actively consulted and involved in decision-making processes that affect them. So, why is understanding the CN Convention so important? Well, because it's the first step towards empowering persons with disabilities. It's a guidebook for social workers, policymakers, and anyone else involved in supporting persons with disabilities. It's a tool for advocating for the rights of persons with disabilities, for creating inclusive policies, and for promoting a society where everyone, regardless of their disability, can thrive. Understanding the CN Convention is the first step towards empowering persons with disabilities in Ethiopia. Now that we know what the CN Convention is, how can social workers in Ethiopia apply it in their work? Social workers play a pivotal role in implementing the CN Convention. They're the bridge between policy and practice, between the global commitments to disability rights and the daily reality of persons with disabilities. Their role is to ensure that these rights are upheld and respected, and that persons with disabilities are included and valued in all aspects of society. The CN Convention is more than a document. It's a roadmap, a guide, a framework that social workers can use to advocate for the rights of persons with disabilities. It outlines the obligations that governments have to ensure the full and equal enjoyment of all human rights and fundamental freedoms by all persons with disabilities. It's the social worker's job to ensure that these obligations are met. But how can social workers use the CN Convention in their work? Firstly, they can use it as a tool for advocacy. By understanding the convention, social workers can articulate the rights of persons with disabilities and use it to challenge discriminatory practices and attitudes. They can use it to hold governments accountable for their commitments to disability rights. Secondly, social workers can use the CN Convention to develop inclusive programs and policies. It provides a clear framework for how to include persons with disabilities in all areas of life, from education and employment to health and social services. Social workers can use this framework to ensure that the services they provide are inclusive and accessible. Lastly, social workers can use the CN Convention as a tool for empowerment. By educating persons with disabilities about their rights under the convention, social workers can empower them to advocate for themselves and to take an active role in their communities. Applying the CN Convention in their work enables social workers to directly address the challenges faced by persons with disabilities in Ethiopia. By using the convention as a guide, social workers can make a real difference in the lives of persons with disabilities, helping to create a more inclusive and equitable society. So, how can social workers in Ethiopia put the principles of the CN Convention into practice? Step 1. Assess the needs of persons with disabilities. This is the foundation of all subsequent steps. It's crucial to understand the unique needs and challenges of persons with disabilities in your local context. This can be achieved by conducting surveys, interviews, or even focus groups. Remember, it's not just about identifying needs. It's about understanding them in a way that respects the individual's dignity, autonomy, and rights. Step 2. Develop inclusive programs. Once you have a clear picture of the needs and challenges, it's time to design programs that address these. These could be educational programs, healthcare services, or livelihood initiatives. The key here is inclusivity. Ensure that these programs are not just accessible to persons with disabilities, but that they are also actively included in their design and implementation. Nothing about them without them. Step 3. Advocate for their rights. As a social worker, you have a unique platform to champion the rights of persons with disabilities. Use it. Speak up against discrimination. Advocate for policy changes. Raise awareness about the CN Convention and its importance. It's not just about providing services, it's about creating a society where persons with disabilities are valued and respected. Step 4. Monitor progress. Implementing the CN Convention is not a one-off task. It's a continuous process. Regularly monitor and evaluate your initiatives. Are they making a difference? Are they improving the quality of life for persons with disabilities? Use this feedback to refine your programs and make them even better. Step 5. Collaborate. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Collaborate with other social workers, organizations, and even the persons with disabilities themselves. Together, you can achieve much more than you could alone. Step 6. Educate yourself. Stay updated on the latest research, policies, and best practices in disability rights and services. Remember, the CN Convention is a living document, continually evolving with our understanding of disability. As a social worker, it's your responsibility to stay informed and bring this knowledge into your practice. Step 7. Be patient. Change takes time. Do not be disheartened by the slow pace of progress. Celebrate every small victory, every life improved. Remember, your work is making a difference, no matter how small it may seem. And finally, Step 8. Stay committed. Implementing the CN Convention is not just about doing your job. It's about believing in the rights and dignity of persons with disabilities. It's about being committed to creating a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, is given the opportunity to live a fulfilling life. By following these steps, social workers can make a real difference in the lives of persons with disabilities in Ethiopia. So, what impact can social workers have when they implement the CN Convention? Imagine a world where persons with disabilities have equal access to education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. This is the potential impact that social workers can have when they apply the principles of the CN Convention. Let's start with education. When social workers advocate for inclusive education, they open doors to a world of knowledge for persons with disabilities. They ensure that these individuals are not left behind, that they have the same opportunities to learn and grow as everyone else. In doing so, they help to break down the barriers to education that have existed for far too long. Then there's healthcare. A cornerstone of the CN Convention is the right to the highest attainable standard of health without discrimination on the basis of disability. Social workers play an invaluable role in ensuring this right is upheld. They work tirelessly to ensure persons with disabilities have access to the medical care they need when they need it. This not only improves the quality of life for these individuals, but it also contributes to the overall health of the community. And let's not forget about employment. Social workers are instrumental in promoting the right of persons with disabilities to work on an equal basis with others. They advocate for equal pay, equal opportunities, and workplaces that are free from discrimination. By doing so, they help to dismantle the stigma that often surrounds disability, empowering these individuals to contribute to society in meaningful ways. In essence, social workers are change agents. By understanding and implementing the CN Convention, they have the power to transform the lives of persons with disabilities in Ethiopia. Through their efforts, they can help to create a society that values and respects all of its members, regardless of their abilities. By understanding and implementing the CN Convention, social workers have the power to transform the lives of persons with disabilities in Ethiopia.